Yes, we have the choice between these three people. I would like to go priest, but there's also the warrior. I'm not too keen on hunter in general, really, because I don't like the whole premise of going, hey, I'm going to attack your face, I'm going to attack your face. Oh, did I mention, I'm going to plunge this arrow into your cranium. And then it's hard to have a third eye in my head. So, I like the warrior. Why? Because the warrior, he's a fun little dude. He's got nice charging people. They like to scream, they like to shout, let it all out. And then obviously we've got a priest, a goody two-shoes, who may in fact have a little bit of a twist, a bit of a touch of the dark side. Which I like. If you have a possibility, we'll definitely get it. So, let's go with priest.
I won't let you down.
I'm sure you won't. It's a lot better. So, what do we have for our first pick? Oh, so it's all magic-based cards right now. We have the Ancient Mage, who's alright. If you look at the stats, it means a 4-mana card for 2/5. We have a Mana Addict, who's okay. But then we've got Gnomish Inventor. You don't play Hearthstone, but you choose Priest? Well, majority of us would do, let's be honest. So, we have the Gnomish Inventor Man. Gnomish Inventor Man, if it's a minion, well, you get a chicken. And the minion basically is the chicken. It doesn't matter what it was, it doesn't matter if it's a giant, or if it's a giant fire raging demon from the depths of the seven hells. It becomes into an ever so adorable egg-laying chicken that will probably molest your face. It's not the happy kind of chicken, that might get enraged every now and then, it's a basic chicken. So we'll probably go with the Ancient Mage. Why? Because the Mana Addict is only decent if you got spells. And I don't really think this is going to be a spell-heavy deck, since it is Arena after all. So, first pick is the Ancient Mage. So, we have the Dragonhawk, which is a 1/1/1, which can attack twice. Yeah, sounds right. We've got Unstable Ghoul, who basically has taunt, so you must attack his ribcage, or his highly demented mouth. What is wrong with your jawline? I guess that's plastic surgery for you. And then we've got our Ape. It's not a black man, it's a actual gorilla. Now, I will go for Unstable Ghoul, because you got two taunts here. We have the ever-so-lovely Ape Man, who is an ape man, nothing more to say is, but this man, just look in the fire that's coming out of his chest. Oh, you know it's special when his tongue barely fits his mouth. Yeah, so we're gonna go Unstable Ghoul. Ooh, we've got three interesting cards right here. We've got a Strinkmeister, we got a Worgen Infiltrator, and then we've got a Nightblade. Now, I do not have any 2-drops aside from my good old friend, I'm gonna call him Mr. Smiley. Mr. Smiley is not right now too good. We have Mr. Blinky, and then we got some type of night elf, or drow, or whatever you want to call it. And then we got a Ferryman. Ferryman's actually a pretty good Ferryman, one of the best picks in Arena, in my personal opinion. Why? Because he's got stealth. Just look at that right there. Yes. I might go Blinky. Good old Blinky here. He's got a giant X-ray gun that can swing people. So why not go for that? Plus it's a 2-drop with a 3/2. What more can I ask in life? Ah, we have Inner Fire, one of the most rubbish cards unless well, let's think about this. Inner Fire is probably good with Ancient Mage, probably is. It's kind of good with these two cards together, but we're not caring about that. Shadow of Death would probably be useful, but we got a Tazdingor. We got a troll with a shield and an axe. What more could we ask for in life than a raging troll with a massive wooden shield that's gilded of metal, with a sharp axe, while shouting Tazdingo all the time? Why? I have no bloody idea, because it's his own name. So let's go with him. Ah, ooh. So we got card draw, or silence. We could go with this lady, but right now I think we should go with more of an earlier pick, rather than, well, we could go for 3, we haven't got any. But right now, I'd rather go with an early pick. This one is something, if you get in a bit of trouble and someone decides, I'm going to become a legendary buff monster. Please, smack my face. We can be like, no, I don't want to smack your face right now. I want to smack your friend over there who's kind of shiny and drawing loads of cards out the pond. Or we could get the guy stealing everything off everyone and nick his gold when he dies. That sounds like a fantastic idea. Nicking someone's bling when they die. Oh, we got definitely Lightspawn right here. We got a pirate who likes to, well, basically, pretend he's a better man. With the person behind him who's got a bigger sword. So basically, if you've got a puny dagger, he's just like, oh, I come out. But if you've got a massive blade, he'll come out with, like, his trousers down and everything. He'll throw his hat at the enemy, and he's probably going to be yarring at them. Probably drinking some rum at it all. We've got this woman right here. It's pretty decent. Not compared to Lightspawn, though. Lightspawn's quite good, since we can heal her. Well, I don't know he or she, but we can heal it up. And, well, it gets better. It can smack people. The bigger it is, the better it is. So let's take it. Oh, wow, we got mind control. Oh, that could be nice, but right now I'm not really too fussed on mind control. I'd rather have the +2 health or the death. Why? In Arena, you either get to the point where you go down to fatigue, or you get rushed down immediately. Now, this is a late game answer. As you can see, it's a solid 10 mana for this. Cool. I don't think we'll ever be able to use that. Well, not with this current deck. I mean, if anyone puts down anything, what are we going to do? Shrink it? Get our good old Smiley here? No. So I'm just going to go with the shield from now on, I think. Death could be useful. It could be. But right now, I'd rather the card draw. The card draw is what's important, since the mage has no real card draw mechanics. Mage? I mean priest. Death priest. I mean, well, he's going to be a death priest at the end of this anyway. Ah, shield bearer. Absolute useless, but we're going to go with fort steal. Who doesn't love stealing cards from the opponent deck? We could go for a ship's cannon, but we don't have any pirates. We could have the opportunity to go with the good old, trousers down man, but no. We want to look into someone's brain. Kind of looks like she's prying out her own eyes. What else are we stealing from her brain, dear God? So, ooh, these are some good spells. That's alright. But this... Oh, hey! Look at that! It's a glory man of a stick! What more could we ask for? Oh, now this one's a tough choice. We got the Ravenhold Assassin, a Twilight Drake, and a man who loves to command people. Now, all of these people are really good in every single situation. This does not seem to be much of a I'm going to throw everything at an enemy instantly deck, so this will probably be good in the long term. If anyone puts anything big down, he'll solve it. He's a problem solver. But then we got this glorious man. Who is a man. I don't think I have to say any more than that now. So, I think for now, what we might do is we don't have any big cards. Let's get one of them, shall we? Oh, hello. We've got Explosive Sheep. Kind of useless in this class. Why? Because we can't trigger it. I mean, we could probably get a spell or something to, do something with it. I mean, we could probably get our good old Blinky here to, trigger it. Not really, but, well, stop it from actually hurting anything. So it's just a harmless sheep that's eventually going to implode. You do have that. We have a dragon who cannot be targeted by spells. We could need more 2-drops in this current matter. Or we got a Fen Creeper. It's a big, lolking giant that looks like a giant flower on top. I mean, I haven't been to the park the other day. I pick a flower at the pond, but it turns out there's a giant troll wanting to eat me. I think he's saying something about money. But anyway, what I want to do is go for the fairy dragon anyway. Ah, ooh. Now, we could go with him for another 2-drop. We could go for Mind Vision, so we can look into, well, cards and steal one of them. That could be useful. Or we could go for Shadow Pain, which will destroy any minion. Now, this is more important than Death, in my personal opinion, because in Arena, it's random what you're going to get. You can't, be like, oh, big card, because no one in their right mind would ever do that. So, it's either a toss-up between these two. This is okay, but this is more important. This is hard removal. What more can I ask for? Ooh, we could go for Mr. Blinky number 2, his twin sister. Or we could go for Mr. Greenskin right here. He's had an unfortunate life, but he is a 1-drop. It's a 1-drop that not many people actually want to get rid of, because, well, they actually want to get rid of him as soon as possible, because that +2 damage to the hero, and plus he does 2 damage on top of it. So he kind of like explodes when you shoot him. Kind of whacks you 1, and then when he dies, he explodes and smacks you anyway. His hand flies off and just slaps you in the face. It's got his ring finger and everything in it. It's a horrible circumstance. But anyway, we might get Blinky number 2. Blinky number 2 is more useful than, well, that. We could go for the Drow Lady. We could. There's a strong possibility. I mean, here's a 4/4 for 5 mana. It's not that cost efficient, really. I mean, what other 1-drops can we actually get? I mean, we kind of got a lot of 2s right now. We could go for this. It could be useful. No, but I'd rather go with it. It's got more utility value. We can just play it normally, or we could shrink people. Blinky number 2, there we go. Ah, now this is a hard decision. Now, we have very little playable freeze right now. We have Valen's Chosen, we make you a shiny man of a stick. We can look into people's brains as they pry their eyes out, it seems, as they clench their neck muscles. Because look at, one second, I can't move my mouse, but just look at those neck muscles. Look how constrained and how much they're pulling in their throats. Dear God, woman. I guess there's some really strong secrets in her brain she doesn't want anyone to know about. I'm not going to ask about her past. But anyway, we got evil man who makes a dark cult. I mean, who doesn't love dark cults? I mean, I don't have to say any more than that. I mean, dark cults worshipping the elder gods that lurk below us, and eventually will rise up from the ocean, destroy the entire world, and consume the human race. That sounds fantastic to me. Or we could get a mechanical yeti. As we would all know, they were extinct during, well, feudal Japan. The Japanese, we used to ride them as mounts and ride them into battle, killing everyone. But sadly, you know, the Europeans came in and shot them with guns. It was a sad day. But this one's a mechanical one, a recreation of the Japanese times, one of the Japanese death mechs I'd like to talk about. So we can either go for a Japanese death mech or dark cults. I mean, do we feel like starting a dark cult? Yes, we do. Ha ha! Ah, now these are 3 absolute rubbish cards. Now, the reason why I say that is because this man is the most decent one of them all. Because we have Inner Fire, which, let me think of his kind of setup. If we do on this man, he gets 5 damage, takes away one of his swords. We have this man who gives him 5 health. I mean, you know, 5 health, damage. This man who has, well, if he ever gets silenced, it'd be good. This man who is alright, he's forgetting his times in his old age. We can a Dark Cultist who can get even better. It could actually go well with the Dark Cultist with his special ability. But no. Some more spells. I don't really like you going for spells in Arena. So what I'm going to do is go for you. Why? Because, well, you're a giant hulking piece of rock. Ooh. Now, we don't have any mechs, sadly. We could have got the Mech Yeti of Death. But Mech Yeti of Death does not sound that appealing right now. We could go for the Temple Enforcer. He's an old man who likes to float. It's either that, or he's basically just touched depleted uranium and now his hands are glowing and burning. It's most likely that. Now, that's a really good 6-drop. It's one of the best pre-6-drops I would actually ever say. I think he only has 1 either. Does he have 1? I think he might have 1. Yeah, I was going to say he's got 1 for now. But we've got a Death, which Death could be useful if we just take 1 of them. But right now, we don't have any more late game other than our good old, well, problem solver right here. Bit of Nemo if you ask me, a bit of a hunchback if you look at it, actually. No wonder people, not even looking at it properly. So let's go with you, Mr. Floaty. Ah, more cultists! Haha! Or we could, laser beam someone's face. That does sound rather fun. But we also can have spiders. Now, Spider drop right here is one of the best 2 drops in Arena. It takes more than 1 card to take it out. Why? Because you'd kill it and then kill 2 of its little children that pop out of it. Now, we could have 2 children popping out of it, but I like the thought process of starting a cult. Yeah, more cultists! Oh, now this one is a rather tough choice. We got enough frees. We got 2 frees right now. We could go for another Lightspawn. Lightspawn could be pretty nice. We could go for a giant grizzly bear. Just look at those claws and look at those lack of cheeks in his face. Lack of cheeks is actually rather disturbing, if you ask me. But either way, we're going to go for Lightspawn. Why? Because I like Lightspawns. They're kind of nice. I mean, they're literally spawns of light. I mean, like light bulbs come to life. I mean, that's really scary if you think about it. Just imagine you walk into a room and suddenly a light bulb just comes to life and starts talking to you. That's one way to get a new light bulb, that's what I say. Right, so we have a healer, a bomber, or a raptor. Now, we could go for the plain old generic raptor. It'll be good if I was a hunter, but I'm not a hunter. I'm a death priest. I've got my own cult going, I've got Mr. Blinky and his twin cousin. We have Mad Bomber, who's clearly insane. Just look at the amount of unstable amount of dynamite that's currently lit on his back. And then we've got a fish lady, who seems to have a pushed-up chest. I think it might be a mermaid. Yeah, I think it is a mermaid. One of those sea elves of some kind. We could go for that one. It's a pretty decent card, not gonna lie. Could be useful later. But right now, I rather favour the mentally unstable right now. The mentally unstable sounds like a good idea. Oh, now this, I am torn. Because I love death and destruction and eradication. That's what I love and adore. Now, we have Mr. Doomsayer here, which is one of my most favourite cards in the entire game. Why? Well, because he can always see the end in everything. He's a positive fellow. He knows what might happen in the end. We should always listen to his advice. Always listen to Doomsayers. I mean, it's better safe than sorry, right? Or we have Light Bomb. Now, Light Bomb is a whole giant board removal. If we do not get any Holy Novas, it will be fantastic. But if we do get some Holy Novas, it won't be nearly as good. It'd be really good on our people, since none of our people have, aside from our 2-drops, I mean, our late game people, aside from you, who will probably implode from the inside, yeah, everyone seems good, aside from you. Aside from our late game drops, this card seems brilliant. You also got the Shade. The Shade is worth a mention. Why? Because it's an ever-growing darkness. I mean, if it doesn't say evil, I don't know what does. But I like the smiley faces and the bomb. I mean, smiley faces is a good way to be my friend. So we've got Glowy Eyes McGee here. And we got this mech who looks like a... It looks like some kind of Wally. It looks like if Wally grew legs. I think Wally does have legs, doesn't he? I can't remember if Wally actually has legs. No, I don't. So we got this mech. We could pick the mech. This mech is a pretty good 2-drop. We could go for a 3-drop, which will most likely annihilate any 4-drop. I mean, aside from these two. Anything of 5 health more will be a bit of a problem. But either way, it'll probably sort out any issues in the long term. So let's go with that as an emergency problem. Ooh! Now, can we benefit from this little panda man right here? Now, let's have a look. Because the thing is if anyone gets low on health, he can bring them back. Now, it's a really good thing. It's either that, because sadly that's not permanent, it's give adjacent minions. Actually, yeah, it is permanent, isn't it? Yeah, it is. What am I talking about? Oh, pardon me. We could go for that. We could go Mad Bomber. There's actually not much really here to do it. Or we could go with him. No, we'll never go with him, let's be honest. I mean, his beard is majestic and all, but who on earth would ever play him? I mean, he's got a shiny forehead. I mean, that is a good consideration. But no, it's either Mr. Blinky, his third cousin twice removed, or we could go with Panda here. I mean, Blinky is Blinky after all. I mean, we could probably reduce something to 0, well, attack, take away his weapons, so he's nothing more than, well, the charger out of Left 4 Dead. But wouldn't I increase it the other side? Yes, it would. But, you know, shrinking has its own unfortunate circumstances. So we might go for either Mr. Blinky, the third, or we might go with the Mr. Panda Man. I think Mr. Panda Man. It could be useful in the long term. Maybe useful, if we really get good cards. Yeah, let's get some diversity. I mean, he can come another day, Mr. Blinky. But right now, Panda Man, you're only good now. Oh, God, this is a hard choice. Now, Core Hound is an automatic no. For the amount of mana it is and the amount of health you get from it, it's just a big no. I mean, you do get the hell version of Cerberus and bring him into the world, and somehow it does class out as a nice little doggy that you can perhaps, you know, give a little treat to. But no, I don't really like Core Hounds. It's just the health that bothers me. It's got a lot of attack. Anything attacking it will instantly die, mind you. But other than that, no, I don't want it. We have the Silverhand Knight, which is a more of a reason to get, because of a good old Panda Man right here. If we get a good old panda, we can get this man who's balding with this mighty fine moustache. Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. But he's also got this 4-drop. Now, this 4-drop is 2, but it's got a whopping 7 health. Now, that's more important regarding Light Bomb. Light Bomb could be more... Well, we've only got 1 Light Bomb. It's not like we've got 4 of them. So we could go Silverhand Knight just for the value term's sake of the mana cost. Here, come with me, a Moustache Man. And obviously, Moustache Man who gets a follower. Now, who wouldn't want to... Well, you know, who wouldn't follow a man with a majestic moustache, a bald head, into combat? Let's be honest. So we have a Dalaran Mage. All these cards are rubbish right now. That is rubbish with Light Bomb. Nope. I'll probably take Mind Control, because I don't want to take a Dalaran Mage. Why? He's a gnome. He's got a majestic beard, and he's got a, well... Well, he's got a moustache, that's what I'm saying. He's got a turban with a jaw in it, but the problem is he's wearing purple. As we all know, purple means evil. There's a big difference between purple and pink. Pink means happy time. Obviously. So we're going to go with pink, even though pink is a lighter shade of purple and probably will mean death and destruction. Greatest Circle of Healing right here. Could be useful if we had a Pacific card, but we don't have a Pacific card. She's decent. I would probably say there's a better card with that, well, statistics. But regarding what we've got here, we've got 5 mana, we get 6/6. With you, we get a... we don't get to get that much. Let's go with another one of Moustache Man. Because obviously the Dark Cultists are doing their work here. They're bringing Moustache Man and Pet Cousin. We got Blinky number 3 once again. I mean, Blinky, the whole family union is coming up soon. I mean, it's been a very happy time since, you know, Nomagon was a happy place and the gnomes were eradicated. And, you know, Blinky went off into the distance with his whole entire family, split across the entire world, and doing their own Blinky-like ways. We could do that. Or we could have Jimmy and Bimmy. Jimmy and Bimmy are actually quite worth the amount of, well, points compared to everyone else here. You're a bit better since you are basically 2 for a 3-2, rather than a 4-4-4-4. Yeah, we could go with the Orc-Man, but this Orc-Man, there's nothing special about him, let's be honest right here. Let's see here. He's got a bit of like an upwards ponytail, but we don't want that, do we? No, we don't. We'll probably go for Jimmy and Bimmy. Come here, Jimmy and Bimmy. Ooh. Right, now I'm going to say this. If any of you say I should get Light Warden, there's probably something wrong with your face. The reason why I say that is because Light Warden is nice and all. She seems to have like a weird growth on her head, but, you know, she's a small lady. Decently well endowed. But what we could do is summon another one and heal something. Ah, the same amount of mana too. Yep, so that's something. We got Blood Scale Horse there, but I don't think weapons would be a problem. I mean, he's an orc. He's got an awesome sounding voice. Very gravelly. Be even better if I got that cannon. But have you ever heard of a priest controlling a boat? A captain priest? Have you ever heard of it? No. A pirate captain who worshipped a god, and, well, a god, someone with the divine, and all of that nonsense. No, I never heard of that. So let's go with Naru. Right, so we have the Gurubashi Berserker, who's actually pretty good for a priest. There's 2 classes that's good with the Gurubashi. Obviously, he's a descendant of the Japanese, or some type of genetic mutation from the hidden Japanese labs underneath Tokyo. And then we got Shadow Road Pain. Shadow Road Pain is something I'm going to pick, because we've been avoiding that one, and we do need more hard crowd control. That's one thing that we do need. We need to summon around the crowds, and after all the dark cults if they ever get discovered, they're going to be a bit of a problem, aren't they? I mean, not many people kind of celebrate dark cults. No, it's kind of frowned upon. Don't know why. I mean, who on the right mind wouldn't want to summon a greater demon of hell? Hell may have been not a good, happy place. And, well, bring him into the living, and make our overlord ruling the entire world, forming his own government of probably death and destruction and happiness. I mean, personally, that sounds like a great idea. So let's go and get some Shadow of Pain, just in case someone tries to suppress them. That's the last thing we want. Ah, now this is a tough choice. You are fantastic. That Divine Shield is brilliant on her. Why? Because it's a free damage, so everything hits is probably going to die with this amount of mana. Aside from our good old friend, you, and perhaps something that looks like a spider with guns, and a rocket launcher, perhaps. We've also got Mermaid Lady again. She wants to be, you know, recruited. And then we've got Lord of the Arena. Apparently our dark cult has corrupted the very roots of the arena itself. It's rather interesting. I never actually thought that was possible. But we can get Lord of the Arena to join us. He's an alright card. He's actually kind of rubbish, really. But he's 6, you know, it's just like a crapper version of the Temple Enforcer. Yeah, it's like you're getting rid of 1 health for a taunt. No. I mean, you are a very muscly, bulgy man with a nice goatee right there. I don't know if you can see it. But we also got this, you know, Mrs. Flappy. The reason why I call her Mrs. Flappy, because look at those flappy crotch flaps. Ooh, I want that. Now, let's have a look at our curve. Our curve is very not good right now. No, it's very a lot of freeze. A lot of... Well, actually, not a lot of freeze. A lot of early game, which is something we like. Now, we could either go with Jeeves, our robotic butler. We could go for a llama bot who likes going, nyeh. Or we could go with the Crazed Alchemist. It does fit the Dark Cultist theme, and could possibly play around Light Bomb. It'd be my last pick. It's a tough choice. Now, llama bot's a bit immediate no-no, since I got no real big cards to play with. Let's be honest, my biggest card is this man who's got 2 swords, and he's kind of got a peg leg. Yeah, not too fussed about getting him out anytime soon. I mean, it'd be nice if he could one-shot something like... I don't know. What would be good to one-shot has got 7 health? Dr. Boom? But Dr. Boom comes out in the same term as he comes. And Dr. Boom doesn't come out in Arena that often. And then we have Jeeves. So it's really a toss-up between Jeeves and... Well, it's Alchemist Man. Now, we do have a bit of... what is it called? We do have a bit of card draw. We have Powered Shield. And we do have good old Ginger Man right here, Scotsman. So yeah, Scotsman, and then we got the Shield. Or we could get him. Now, do I see myself running out cards? We've got a good tempo hand, I'm not going to lie about that. We do. Well, it's another 2. We need another 4, don't we? Yes, yes we do. Or do we? It's the toughest choice of them all, really, picking your last card. It's like, do we see ourselves running out of cards immediately, straight from the get-go? Well, we've got a very good curve. We've got a lot of early games, so we don't have to worry about that. We could play around Light Bomb, make it work in our favour. Yeah, I'll go Crazed Alchemist. Now, here's our misfit of a deck. Now, the misfit... Oh, you're glowing. Clearly, because it's happy time. He agrees with me, so, you know, it's not much of a good deck. We've got a lot of 2s, which could be a problem in the long run, but all quite decent 2s. You can't be targeted, you got that. We've got some 3s. The 3s are obviously the Dark Cultists and all of that. Yeah, it looks like a decent deck. Decent, the word is. Not the best. I mean, you do have problems like the Mogashan Warden, Ancient Mage, and obviously, you know, Mr. Smiley here. But, yeah, who cares about that? Let's play the game!